What's taken? Welcome back to another episode here with Arena Tees. Of course, you already know how the game is going to go. Spell work and readings. We'll be leaving our contact information down in the description box below. And I want to give a lovely shout out to Miss Jasmine Girl doing this video per to answer her question and just talk about something that even I've had to deal with as an empath. Hi, as an empath, and basically having people really want to come and possess and control and siphon my energy. So Miss Jasmine, she wrote a comment and she was basically like how she felt people would come into her life and kind of want to dictate, control, or possess her energy. And she felt like, she's very laid back and very cool. And people just kind of come and they want to like move her, navigate her, direct her. So, bitch, I'm also gonna give you girls a story time because I know the kids love story times, honey. So I will be giving that. Um, but yeah, we do have a video also on Raina T's talking about dealing with parasitic and vampiric types. So that's also something you should check out after watching this video, also on our channel. But yeah, and honey, I had me some wine, bitch. So we gonna be chatting real good tonight, honey. So hold on. So I'm gonna start off with the story time, and then I'll get into my words of wisdom. So a few years back, I through a mutual friend met this person who was a up and coming fashion designer. Okay, and through mutual friends me and this person became acquaintances. I was never this person's friend, but I became an acquaintance of this person. And through meeting them, when I first met them, they were like, "Ooh, girl, very much getting into me." And here's the thing about me kind of in public, because I practice magic and because I am very energetically I'm working with energy a lot. I understand that sometimes walking into certain situations, walking into certain places where people might not be as aware, something is going to gravitate them towards me. And it's just always been like that in my life. It's just I've always kind of been one to stick out like a sore thumb. I've never been able to really kind of go under the radar. And so it is very natural for people to kind of gravitate towards me. So in understanding that that nature, that innate nature that is a part of myself, I usually try to be cordial, polite, nice, friendly with people because bitch, if all y'all hoes coming to me, I don't want to like just be mean and then have drama all over the place. So I'm usually nice. And a lot of times I've had people really want to jump the gun and have a relationship with me so fast. Like people will come to me and be like, "Oh girl, you're like my best friend. I'm gonna make you my best friend. You're gonna be my sister. You're gonna be my, you're gonna be my family. We're close now." And when people say stuff like that to me, it always kind of throws me off because it's like, okay, like there are levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm also a very introvert person, so I don't it takes time, and I'm not going to rush in a situation with anyone, platonically or romantically, and just like be there dealing with I don't know what. So, anyway, back to the story. So, this person was living for me that was like, "Girl, I live for your look. Like, I have a portfolio coming up. I'm going to be working on some garments for my graduation. It's my final semester, and I would love for you to model them for me. I would love for you to be one of my models." So I was like, "Oh wow, like that's really cool. Yes, girl, I would love to do it." I At that time I wasn't even like thinking about pursuing modeling. It wasn't like this, oh, just reaching for the stars sort of situation, but it seemed like a really cool opportunity. And I felt like if it would just be an experience. And I thought, why not? Just why not, bitch, kind of thing. So I was like, sure, I will do it. So again, I had never hung out with this person, and when I would go to see them like for fittings and things like that, my friend was always with me. The mutual friend that we both knew was always with me. So it wasn't like I was ever developing a real relationship with this person. But the person added me on Facebook, and we would chat every so often. But when she added me on Facebook, I started to pick up some of her, I started to really take notice to her vibration. And it was very chaotic. You know what I'm saying? She was a very chaotic bitch in that she would go on Facebook and kind of really spill all her tea. When I say tea, I mean like all her information, her life, and again, I'm a very private person, so I'm not gonna go on Facebook and just rant about like just everything that's going on with me. I get that there's definitely some avenues, you have your friends, you have your family, whatever, you feel like venting, ranting, and some people might think it's funny or entertaining, but there is a limit, and I think all things should be approached with a sense of responsibility. But Miss Thing over here, honey, she was telling the kids that she just got in a fight with her boyfriend, and her mama hate her, and this and that. Mind you, on the same Facebook, she was trying to advertise her clothing, so it was kind of like it was very unprofessional. It was a very unprofessional vibe that I got from her, and it was very messy. It was very messy. So I very much took stock of that. And bitch, all I need is one impression. Okay, all I need is one impression. And I'm like, yeah, I can't have that energetic mix up coming into my own, because that's just not what I'm about. So I did the fashion show for her. It was a great experience. It was a wonderful experience. She got a lot of praise for the garments that she put together. And a lot of people, even at the event, were kind of like, I ain't trying to, and I'm really not trying to toot my own horn, but being that I am trans and I pass, as we say in the community, girl, as I pass very well, people are kind of like, wow, like girl, like because I'm like 5'9", most women are a little bit shorter, and I'm slim, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, girl, I'm not even trying to make this about me, but basically she had gotten a lot of praise for the garments that she wore, and she came to me and she was like, oh sis, oh girl, you are going to be my own my personal model, girl. I can do a whole line behind you. I want you to be on the cover of this and this and this and that. And I felt like it was a lot of hot air, a lot of gas that she was trying to gas me up with. And though I was like nodding my head yes, in my heart I was just like, okay girl, like I'll see how it goes. So a little after that, after that night, so after the fashion event, we all went out, me, her, some other friends that we knew, and a few of the other models that had worked under her collection. We went out, and she got real sloppy drunk. And it was even to the point where she was trying to make out with me. Okay. And it was just weird. It was so freaking weird. But she was trying to make out with me and touch me and just like be all over me. And I mean, I'm not against it, girl, but at the same time, it's like, girl, what's going on? Like, lead me into it, bitch. Don't just come and throw it on me. Lead me into it gently, and then maybe we can talk. But she was just so extra. Her energy was very chaotic, and I'd always picked up that she had a very chaotic, just nasty kind of energy, just very cluttered and disassociated, just all over the place, right? So after that night, mama would hit me up like every weekend. Oh, like I want to go out. And even not sometimes during the week and at random times. And look, I'm the type of bitch that bitch give me at least a day's notice, if not that, 6 hours, girl. But don't hit me up like 30 minutes to an hour before, like, oh, let's go out. Like, I want to go out. Bitch, I haven't seen you. Let's go out. Because it's kind of like, you don't know what my day is like or where I've been. And I wouldn't do that to anyone either. I kind of like to let people know ahead of time, like, okay, this is what we're doing. Are you down for later tonight, somewhere in the afternoon? Bitch, I'm touching base with you. What do you want to do? So, honey, mama was like real pressed. Okay, she got real pressed over that. She sent me some very passive aggressive text messages whenever I would say no. And again, I really wasn't feeling hanging out with her on a personal level. Um So a little after that, she kind of backed off from me a little bit. I would see her, oh, bitch, and mind you, she would go on Facebook, right? Very messy. And I would notice this the day after, or sometimes even a little after, she would call me or try to reach out to me and hang out. She would go on Facebook and go on this tirade about how people are, oh, and it's all these flaky, stuck up people out here, and she just can't deal, and all this type of stuff, right? So, okay, bitch, I don't believe in coincidences. So, girl, I'm seeing what you're saying, and I know I just was the one who did not agree to go out with you. So, put two and two together, bitch. And my friend, okay, the mutual friend that we had, was hanging out with her and some people one evening or whatever. And when she was hanging out with them, she said this to my friend. She walked up to my friend. She was like, "Oh, so what's up with your stuck up ass friend Raina, honey? Where is she? Oh, she doesn't do anyone, honey. What is her tea?" And my friend was like, "What? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, she act like every time a person try to hang out with her, reach out to her, send her a lifeline, like she's too good and she's too busy. Yeah, I don't appreciate that, right?" So my friend immediately texts me this. Okay, my friend did that bitch like a few minutes, like text me like, "What's up with you and this person over here? Cause she's talking like you done bitch done just really gave her like the curb, like as if I was passing by in a limo and she was out in the rain, girl, and I just scooted on by, wound down the window to wave and kept going." I'm like, and I just told my friend, I was like, "Look, her energy's a little too off for me. She's like kind of off the chain." And my friend was like, "You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. I usually only hang out with her when it's like a crowd of us. I would never like hang out with this hoe by myself." So she already knew where I was coming from. But I was like, "Yeah, but whatever. Like, if she's talking shit, like, I don't really care. I don't see her. I don't interact with her enough." So a little after that, the night goes on, and of course, Miss Thing, she gets drunk, and she goes to my friend, and she is just like, just going in about me, like, this bitch is so possessive and jealous and pressed, like, "Oh, yeah, and I helped her out. I introduced her to people at the for my institute, and she modeled and people loved her, and I was opening doors for her." Bitch, lies. Okay, first of all, sweetheart, I did that out of the charity of my heart, bitch. I was not paid to walk for you, sweetheart. It was a lovely event, and girl, I was living for the limelight, girl, but I was not compensated. Number one. Number two, there was only two people that reached out to me after which, and even what they were talking about, it was just it wasn't an opportunity that I felt would be a good fit for my representation and giving them myself to be represented on their platform. What they were going for was just a little, yeah, it just wasn't the right fit for me. And I'm not trying to like talk down on them. I'm just saying, like, what they were serving. What were they serving? I believe they were serving like very urban, kind of like, it was kind of urban goth, like edgy, like they were trying to bring goth to urban kind of hip hop, and it was just like a lot of ripped clothes, and it just wasn't a good fit. And I was just like, "Well, bitch, like I'm trying to be standing in Dolce and Gabbana, sweetie. Why would I be over here in ripped clothes?" No tea, no shade. Just saying. um but yeah, so she went off on the rocket like that to my friend, and basically she ended up saying to her, "Oh yeah, like when I see her, I'm gonna find out for myself what her issue is. I'm gonna step to her myself and find out what her issue is." Mind you, footnote, during the process of all this, like, not even that same night, but even before it had led up to that night, I was feeling this bitch. Okay, I was feeling this bitch because at that time, and even it's just innate of me, I'm empath, you know what I'm saying? So I can pick up on energies, subtle energies, when a bitch is like sending me subtle energies and stuff like that. And I very much had to learn how to barrier and set up boundaries and protect myself so people wouldn't have such direct access to me. And I was feeling these holes impressions. It would be bad back in those days. Like back in those days, I could pick up on a nigga's lust. If a nigga was jerking off to me or something, like I could pick up on some shit like that. That sort of invasive projection from another person. And I very much picked up on that energy from her that, like, basically, if she saw me, she was gonna try to fight me or she was gonna try to put her hands on me. And I'm the type of bitch that all you gotta do is let me know, honey. All you gotta let me pick up some type of hint that you plotting on me, or you when you see me or something like that, and I'm like an assassin type bitch. I'm gonna go in and get your ass from the back. You're not even gonna see me coming. I'm not a bitch that goes on social media or talks to people about my moves. So, you know, people that do that, that's very much a disadvantage. You never tell a bitch when you're gonna make the move on her ass. If you planning on seeing somebody or you plan on doing something with somebody, I feel like either you catch them in that moment, like you walk up like, look, bitch, me and you have a problem, so we're gonna have to thump it out, or we're gonna talk it out. Or you just, yeah, like you move behind the scenes. But to say something like that, and then obviously my friend and this other person at that time, they did not know I was a witch. But yeah, when my friend told me, I was like, oh, really? Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, I'll make sure she never sees me. How about that? And I definitely went in and I did some motherfucking work on this bitch. Okay, and I shut her ass down, honey. Her boyfriend, that same. And see, it's funny. It's very easy to get into a person's vices and use that against them, especially in dark magic, and where everything that she was talking about on social media, I worked to turn those things against her. So her boyfriend that was domestically abusive to her, the bitch was so stupid. She got her ass beat by her man after she said all this and I did my work. A few weeks passed, maybe like a month had passed. She got her ass beat by her boyfriend. She posted the black eye on Facebook. She posted the black eye on Facebook. I mean, come on. Black eye on Facebook. And then she had to go move with her mother, who absolutely hated her and basically belittled her every day. Her fashion line crashed. And she had to move basically out of my city. So she had to move 2 cities up to where her parents or her mother was or whatever after she moved out from her boyfriend. So it's like, bitch, you ain't gonna never see me hoe. How about that? You know what I'm saying? So what I wanted to touch on with that story is that throughout that whole experience, I definitely, even when she had first seen me and interacted with me, and even when I saw her at the club and she was like trying to touch me and get sexual with me, there was this kind of Jezebel, possessive, dominating spirit about her. And even in the things that she would say, she was an Aries, mind you, so that might be saying something too. But even in the things that she was saying to me, it was like she was very much trying to dom me, like in BDSM, like the very language that she used. And she was like asking me like, oh, I bet you're a brat, huh? Or maybe you're vanilla, or maybe you're, which is, those terms are used a lot in that culture. Things like vanilla meaning you're very plain, or kind of you have kind of simple sex, I guess. A brat is kind of someone who is a bit rebellious, but I guess they are also submissive too. I know a few of them, but I'm not like really deep into that scene like that. But basically, yeah, that's how she was talking to me. Like, oh yeah, I bet you'd like it if I did this, and what if I did? And I was just like, oh, it was like I was like having this nervous laugh, like, okay, girl, like you're funny, girl, but like chill the fuck out, like I'm not featuring you like that. And I think it even said something to that extent of like, girl, like, bitch, you got a man, I got a man, like, what's tea? Like, oh, we can always bring our men to watch. We can always have them just sit back and voyage. And I was just like, damn, girl, you are really into some shit kind of thing. Um, but it was a very like she wanted to possess my energy, and very much when I would feel her, I could feel her before she would like call or text, and she'd be like, sis, let's go out. Like, sis, let's go to the swingers club. Oh, I heard about this new event going on over here, and let's go there, and let's go this. And I'm just like, kind of thing. And it was never, honestly, it was never really my place to. I just didn't feel like it was even important enough for me to talk to her about it, like have a sit down with her and be like, oh, look, bitch, I don't like your ass. Your energy does not resonate with mine. Like, no, if a person is not giving you the time or energy, you should kind of take the hint. You know what I'm saying? I have a 2 to 3 strike rule. I ask your ass out or to go out to hang out, and you're always busy after 3 times. Like, I'm not asking your ass no more. Okay, the ball is in your court. You know that I put in the effort to reach out to you. So what are you gonna do? And that's how I approach things. And I know not everyone deals with relationships like that or deal with mutual interaction like that, but that I feel is a mature and self-protective way of keeping yourself from spending too much, giving too much, being caught up in wondering, oh, is this person my friend? Do they like me? Why don't they call me back? Why don't they, this and this and that? Obviously, it's like my mom used to always say, bitch, people make time for what the fuck they want to make time for. And if you're one of those ones they want to make time for, they will make time. Other than that, there's the message in the they don't have time for your ass. You know what I'm saying? Move on. And that was my thing with her. It's like, girl, yes, I I I I helped you for the fashion show, sweetheart. You didn't open any doors for me. I helped you graduate with your portfolio. You know what I'm saying? And it was a great opportunity. I was thankful for it, but it's like, let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to hold that over my head of being like, oh, well, I did this and you did this for me, so why? It's like, no, ma'am. And I very much felt that energy from her ass, like coming for me, bitch, like trying to dominate me and compel me to call her or talk to her or hang out with her. So I was like, yeah, when it got to the head of it, of her telling my friend what she said, I already knew where we were. So to Miss Jasmine and anyone out there listening, if type of spirits, whether it be a friend or a loved one or even a hater or someone you don't know, cut that person off immediately. Nowadays, I block hoes. Like, I don't even, that lifeline, I don't even have that shit with that, destructive, narcissistic, parasitic type of people, because they enjoy siphoning energy from you, and they have a lot of times nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? So if you were to get in the ring with them or you were to tussle with them, it's more taxing on your energy. It's more taxing on you than it would be them. They enjoy it. They're siphoning it. So be mindful. Your energy is very precious. Your time and you as a person is very precious. And you should always be mindful of where you're expending that. Make up some boundaries for yourself with people that you're dealing with. If you know a type of person that every time they come around or when they come around and you deal with them, after they leave, you feel drained or taxed, or it's like, oh my God, I have some people like that too in my life that just get to talking and they don't know when to shut up, or you try to talk and they're talking over you. And it's like, by the end of hanging out with them, you feel like you were just there for their entertainment, and that's not fair to you. So be very mindful and be very protective and put value on your energy and your time and yourself. And block these motherfucking hoes. That's in the block. Okay? Like, bitch, you better block Jasmine. Okay? You feel a person coming up in your space and you don't get a good vibe from them, or you feel like you feel like they're siphoning energy from you. They're a parasite, they're a vampire, and they're just there to siphon energy from you. You need to start distancing yourself from that person, because they're going to do nothing but cause you distress and harm. And then the sad thing about it is, etheric cords and etheric hooks and etheric worms, they're very real. And a lot of people don't understand how they work, or that they are possessing them, you know what I'm saying, and that they exude them. Okay, parasites love to get into the body of a host and then, produce to spread. That's how they live, that's how they thrive, even on the natural biological microscopic level. So in the astral form, astral parasites do the same thing. They get into the bodies of people who are not spiritually aware or grounded or protected or know how to properly cleanse themselves. They create chaos and mayhem in these people's lives, and then they navigate these people to come into, a lot of times, empath and spiritually sensitive people's life. Spiritual, hold on, I got me some wine, honey, I got a sip. They come into spiritually sensitive and empath people's lives, and these parasites spread. They latch on to you, and then you start feeling, you can feel when a bitch is upset with you. You can feel when a bitch don't like you. You can feel when the bitch talking about you. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You don't need those. You don't need to be harboring another bitch's astral debris or astral parasite. So you work on grounding yourself, cleansing yourself, cord cutting with these motherfuckers. Okay, cut that cord off with them, honey. Like, no access. And the block. I'm telling you, the block is so powerful. It'd be funny. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were saying like, oh, how it's cowardice to kind of block someone on social media. Why would you do that? I would never block someone. I was like, bitch, girl, I couldn't do it. Like me, in all kind of experience and been aware of, like, I don't let people fester in my, I try to keep my vortex clean, to keep my space clean. And I understand that in growing, we're gonna have a lot of people that come in, to rain, even to Raina Teas, and come into our sphere of influence, you know what I'm saying, and communicate with us and talk with us, and that's fine. But when bitches start crossing that line or get disrespectful or want to start talking sideways and all this and that, you got to go. You got to go. And you have to have those established boundaries for yourself, because you need to, no one else is going to place the value on you in this life. You have to place the value on your time, yourself, and your energy and your spirit. Okay? Nobody else is going to do that. So, again, people start coming in, siphoning and shit. You feeling exhausted, tired. You taking home their problems. Even sometimes you'll be around a person. You ever notice you'll be around a person and they just complain, and then when you come home, or you're back alone with yourself, you start thinking doubtful, thinking bad thoughts. You thinking about, oh shit, like I hate this, I hate that. Or even you start arguing with people. You're not an argumentative person, but you arguing with people over here. You looking to get buck with other people over here, and that's not usually your style, your energy. That's their debris and their astral parasites them latch onto you and trying to infest, inside of you. So definitely work on grounding, definitely work on cleansing, and cut these hoes off, honey. The block. And if a bitch get real rowdy with your ass, honey, you better slay their ass with them. Get into that spell work and slay them. Don't let no bitch come try to tell you, oh, you better watch your what? Huh. Slay. Bitch, that's a slay right there. If I ever find threatening, honey, that's a fight, okay? So with this video, I really hope you guys enjoyed. I do have another video that I might either be doing either tonight or I might be doing tomorrow, because I want to touch on spiritual vortexes. We had someone come to us and they were talking about how they built an ancestral altar, and how as soon as they start building the altar, as soon as they built the altar, like bad things started happening to them, and they were kind of like shook, because they were like, weren't their ancestors supposed to be protecting them or looking out for them? So I definitely want to talk on that, and opening a nexus through sigils and altars and stuff like that, and how maybe if you're a newbie If you're a newbie or you're a novice coming to this game, definitely be mindful of that, because these doorways and these portals, honey, they are real. Times, bitch, you have a roach, a spiritual roach done snuck through the crack, honey, and she is giving you all type of haywire and trouble, bitch. Okay. So with that, honey, I'm gonna sip my wine. I'm gonna get into the rest of my morning, and I will see you guys in the next one.